What's up, class? Evans here. Time to start teaching you about CAD software, and we're going to be using Onshape for this class. It's new to me, certainly new to you, and it should be a lot of fun as we kind of dig through this. So step one, of course, is to go on to onshape.com and then sign in. So that's your step one is to sign in with Onshape. And then you should have a screen like this. There shouldn't be anything here now because you haven't made anything. That should be pretty much blank. The first thing that you want to do after you sign in is to click create. So you're going to create a document. Oh, good, there's folders. I can use that later. So we're going to just, for right now, create a document, something basic just to get started. And I want you to call it Subtractive. We're going to do the subtractive method. And then put a space, and then put your class period and your initials. So that would be like, if you're in third period, then that would be 3. And if you're me, that would be Justin Levi Evans, so that'd be JLE. So whatever your class period is and your initials, that's what you're going to put. So it opens up in a screen like this, and before you can see a couple of things. You have a ribbon at the top that has a whole bunch of different buttons to click on. You have a browser or a tree diagram. I've heard it called a couple of different things. It kind of just breaks down all the stuff that you've made. We haven't made anything yet, so there's nothing really there. In the middle, you have these work planes or datums. I'm not sure what they call them here yet. I'm still learning that. But these work planes, you can create sketches on these. So we have, like, from the front view, if I click this little view cube here, I could draw a sketch on the front. I could draw a sketch on the right. Let's see, trying to get it back to there, or a top view. And so you have these little buttons here that you can use to kind of move around. Now, depending on what setting you have everything in, if you hold down the right clicking button, you can, wait, did I do it right? Yeah, you can move this around just by clicking on the screen, which doesn't really look like anything because there's no part there. And if it doesn't do that, then there's a preference that you have to change. I have my preference setting at, it asked you at the beginning. The preferences, I set them at US units, inches, degrees, pound, and so forth. Under mouse controls, I have it as the Onshape default, just to use whatever they use. You can kind of see here are some of the mouse stuff. It's different on the tablet, though. On the tablet, I think you can just move, because on my phone, I could just rotate it any way I wanted with just the fingertip. And if I wanted, but I still got to figure all that stuff out. Nope. Still learning a lot of the new buttons. Okay, so here's the new part that I made. So step one for subtractive method is you kind of make an overall block and then you cut away things. So the part that I want you to make, you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, and it's just kind of like a little L shape look, and every one of the blocks is 1 unit. So it's each cube is like a 1 unit by 1 unit by 1 unit. So let me create a sketch. So I click the sketch button here, and it wants to know where I'm going to sketch. So I'm going to select one of the work planes. And if you notice, the ribbon changed a little bit. So I have some new tools up here. So I'm going to start with the rectangle tool. It says corner rectangle. You can also do a center point rectangle. I'm just going to do the most basic one first. I'm going to move to where that highlights. That's wanting me to select it right there. So once it highlights, it's going to try and select it. But get as close as you can to it. Click, and then move out. As you can see, there are numbers there. I clicked to set it. If you noticed, one of them is highlighted. See, it says 3.289. It doesn't matter what yours said because we're going to type it right now. So I'm going to just type 3. And then I'm going to press enter, and it goes to the other dimension, and I'm going to press 2, enter. Now, if that didn't come up for you, that's fine. And it took me a while to kind of figure that out because the way I'm used to it is different. So if you're not getting the numbers that come up, so let me just go back. And if you and don't, I would assume not to click this button, but there is an undo button inside of on shape. Sorry, lights automatically turned off. So let's say that I drew my rectangle and I clicked, and then I clicked here to try and get, oh, I got another rectangle, just hit escape. But now I don't have any dimensions. That's okay. You can hit undo and redo it if you want, or you can use this dimension tool right here. So I'm going to click on the dimension. I'm going to click the line I want to dimension, come down and place it. And then I'm going to just type 3. And then I'm going to click this line, move out to the side, click to replace it, and then type 2. So there's always multiple ways to make stuff on CAD programs. So I'm showing you 2 ways just so that, in case you run into problems, you already have 2 fixes in front of your face. So I'm going to hit the check mark because that's what I want. And now I'm going to do what's called extrude. Extrude takes a 2D shape and it just kind of expands it out. So it turns rectangles into rectangular prisms. It turns circles into cylinders, that type of thing. Just kind of like a constant shape move out. So click here. The first step is to click on what face I want to, or what sketch I want to use. So I'm going to click on the sketch I have here. Now it's just blindly moving forward 1 inch. I actually need it to be 2 inches. So I'm just going to type 2, and then I'm going to press enter. And it's going to expand out. And I'm going to click this little check mark, and now I've got my box. If you look, I can kind of spin it around and look at it from different angles. It doesn't matter really where the box is placed. I know I connected mine in the corner, and if yours isn't in the corner, it doesn't necessarily matter as long as the dimensions are correct. I'm going to click back in this corner to kind of get it in the normal frame set. Now I'm going to cut away some things. So I'm going to click a new sketch. If you look at the sketch in the bottom left-hand corner, it has a like an L shape from the front. So I want to cut out the L shape here. This is the way I'm going to approach it. It's not, of course, the only way. But I click sketch, and now I'm going to click on the front of this piece. And I want to click front here, so I'm looking straight at it. And I've got my drawing tools here. So I'm going to click on corner rectangle. I'm going to see how it highlights the corner. That's what I want. I'm going to click there and expand out. Click, and then I'm going to type my numbers. I want it to be 2, enter, 1. The dimensions are extremely important. You have to use the same dimensions that are on this part. So I've got that. Now what I'm going to do is click the check mark. I'm going to click the corner here so I can see it from the side. And I'm going to extrude this. I'm going to select the rectangle that I just drew. Okay, now see how it comes out like I'm adding a new part? Well, now I'm going to do the subtractive method, and I'm going to click up here and do remove. So now it goes into, but it only goes in 1 inch. I want it to go all the way through. There's 2 ways I can do that. I can click up to next, which selects up to the next surface, or I can just click through all, and it just goes through the whole part. Either one does the same thing in this case. And I think I'll just click the check mark because I've got the cut that I want. Now, if you notice, it doesn't go all the way back there, right? And there's kind of a part missing in the back. So I'm going to create another sketch, and I want to do it from this top surface. All right, so I'm creating a whole new plane there. And I'm going to click on the top view so I can look down on it. And I'm going to grab the corner rectangle tool and expand out. and it's going to be about 2 by 1. I'm going to click, and then I'm going to press 2, enter, 1, enter. So I got a rectangle. It's crossing both this surface and hovering over that lower surface. I'm going to click my check mark, look at it at an angle that I like, hit extrude, click on the face that I want. Now, see how it cuts it in half? I can click more than one surface. So I've got 2 surfaces there. See, it says face of sketch 3 twice. It's cutting it in half there. I want it to go down though, so I'm going to click remove. And I want it to go a depth of 2. Or I could say through all. Either one would end up working, or yeah, through all. Either one does the same in this case. And then I click my check mark. All right, so there's my part, the subtractive. And I'm trying to think how I want you to share this with me. For right now, what I think I want you to do is to do a like a screen capture picture where I can see these 3 extrudes here and your part. You can do that if you're on a laptop. You can, I think it's Windows Shift S will give you a way to highlight just part of this, and it will save that for you, and then you can like open it in Paint and save it, or you can just hit print screen. And then I want you to upload it onto this assignment, just a picture of that for right now. That's all I'm wanting to see. Later on, I'll explore with the share button so that you can share parts with me, but I'm just going to go with the picture for now. Put it in this view. We'll see how this looks. Well, I'm going to explore how you guys can submit things to me. That's what I'm going to do for this assignment. Make sure that you do have the correct name. If you needed to correct your name, like if you put subtractive 3 JLE, but you're not in third period, and you put my initials instead of yours, you can actually just click here and it allows you to change it all live. I hope that this was helpful. The video is a little bit long, sorry about that, but I'm trying to get you started and we're all learning together. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the Zoom. Feel free to message me on Remind, and make sure to turn this in on Canvas for this easy grade. Catch me for the next video on the additive method. Goodbye.